Hi there, this is Laura Pennington Briggs, and I run two websites that are designed to help freelancers launch and grow their businesses. And today I want to talk about one of the more controversial subjects in the freelance world, and that is whether or not it still makes sense to use Upwork. Upwork is one of those words that it's almost like a four-letter word when you throw it out there in the freelance community. There are so many people who are extremely negative about Upwork. Some of them have reasons to be, others are just basing it off of a one-time experience they had, and that has a lot of ripple effects that impact new freelancers. So Upwork can be a really valuable lead source, whether you're a new freelancer or whether you're an established freelancer, but it really depends on a number of different factors about whether or not it's right for you. Now, you don't have to pay to join Upwork to start with. One of the things that I recommend for new freelancers or for those who are established but are thinking about starting to use Upwork for the very first time is to go and see if there are different jobs posted on the site that would be of interest for you. So I'm talking about going and checking out the site to see if the keywords that show up in the type of services that you provide are appearing in a lot of job listings. Now, a lot of people get hung up on this idea of, well, there's a lot of low-paying gigs posted on Upwork, and that's true. There are, but the people who are persistent and successful on Upwork are the ones who are overlooking those problems and instead choosing to look for the gems. I know there are really amazing, valuable, high-paying jobs on Upwork, but the truth is that most people give up before they ever even discover those and just write it off. Now, at the end of the day, it doesn't really help freelancers like me to even say something like that if it wasn't true, right? Because I'm essentially training my competition to come on the site. But the truth is that even people who watch this video will go and try Upwork for 3 days or a week, and they will most likely give up because it is hard to break into. So if that's you, if you're not willing to be persistent, Upwork is probably not the right lead source for you. And welcome my cat to this YouTube video. He just jumped into the screen. But Upwork can be a really good lead source if you're willing to be persistent and if you're willing to be critical of some of the different materials that you use to pitch and grow your business particularly. Upwork can be a really valuable lead source. I even use my Upwork profile as a lead source when clients are not hiring me on Upwork directly. For example, if a person finds me on LinkedIn, but then also checks out my Upwork profile and decides that I'm experienced because of the information they find there, it's still a good lead source for me. Now, if you're new to freelancing, Upwork is a great place for you to do research and see if there is enough demand for your individual services. And it can be a good place to test things out, to learn what it's like to work with a client, to see whether you even enjoy doing a particular type of service. So that's something I might recommend if you're brand new to freelancing, is to check out Upwork and see if there are enough volume of gigs that would interest you even being posted there in the first place. You might find that your service is not in high enough demand, and then it really wouldn't make sense for you to work on the site because there isn't enough interest there for you to spend the time learning how to pitch, learning how to search, etc. I offer a lot of great free tools for people with Upwork. You'll find entire playlists on this YouTube channel dedicated to Upwork. Even experienced freelancers can do well on the site. Upwork still continues to be an important lead source for me, but it is no longer number one. My established retainers and referrals from clients and LinkedIn have now surpassed Upwork, and I've long been a person who promotes using Upwork as a lead source for freelancers. But one thing I will say in sort of caution with that is don't let it be your only lead source. You don't want to have your entire freelance business contingent on one website that could close tomorrow, that could drastically change their rules where it no longer works for you tomorrow. You want to make sure that you have a mixed pipeline of different leads available. So who is Upwork right for? Upwork is right for beginners who aren't yet sure what to charge, who aren't yet sure whether or not they even want to do this freelancing gig part-time or full-time. It's a good way to test it out. It's a good way to get testimonials and experience for newbies so that you can learn what it's really like to work with a client. And it's good for people who have a lot of in-demand freelance jobs that pop up frequently on Upwork. For more Upwork advice, check out some of the other videos on this channel.